Hi guys, today I'm going to tell about the first phases of HSCT in the beginning of the treatment. Uh, Phases like the pre-testing, which is extremely important, that is carried out by professionals, medical professionals, and also about the mobilization prior to the apheresis of stem cells. And in my next blog, I'm going to tell more about the chemo and later on also about the stem cell transplant. But I'm going to talk about the pre-testing part, which is usually a couple of days maximum. I had every test done in just one day, and it is very exhausting to go through all those tests in just 1 or 2 days. And the feeling when you are not sure, you're uncertain about whether you're going to be accepted for the treatment, it's nerve-wracking. But fortunately, it lasts only a couple of days, and then you'll be certain whether you are going to go along with the treatment. I'm sorry for the noise. But yes, in Russia, they usually do just blood tests and urine tests, of course, different coagulation tests for the blood to see whether it clots or well it clots, then several x-rays from the chest and sinus, and also ultrasound of pelvis, veins of the legs. So the ultrasound is done basically everywhere, also from the abdomen, also from the heart, also spirogram, because lung function is also very important for any person undergoing any major treatment and all kinds of procedures. So that's why spirogram or spirometry is carried out. ECG also for heart function, to see how heart function is. And also I had, of course, an MRI of my brain and my cervical spine. So the pre-testing is quite extensive in Russia, and it is quite intense for any patient to go through. But for me, it wasn't that bad. Now that I think of afterwards, it was decent, and since they are very professional in Russia, I just felt that it was very, very tolerable for anyone to go through. So in 1 or 2 days, you are basically done with the pre-testing, and hopefully you're able to go along and undergo the treatment eventually. But it's extremely vital to see whether the patient is fit enough, well enough, healthy enough to go through such a massive treatment as HSCT. So that was the pre-testing part. I was told that I was accepted for the treatment, which made me extremely happy, because of course I was nervous. I have been overall healthy, but you never know, something might come up on the exams. But luckily I was able to go through HSCT. And first, of course, everyone undergoing HSCT needs to have the mobilization of stem cells, which is usually done by stimulation injections, which are given for a period of a couple of days. It depends on person how fast your stem cells and how many they are able to get to the peripheral bloodstream. But mine took only maybe 3 or 4 days, and I was lucky because personally I think the injections they give twice a day during the mobilization phase, they are quite uncomfortable, but it depends, of course, on person. But for me, they were very uncomfortable, and I also had some bone pain from the injections, but that is quite normal because the stimulation happens in the way that the substance is supposed to stimulate the bone marrow, which is then required to produce more and more and quickly in short period of time, abnormally great larger amount of stem cells that are released into the bloodstream, the peripheral bloodstream, and that is quite an easy part, as the proper amount, the right amount of stem cell was induced into my bloodstream. I was prepared for the insertion of. I was ready to have the CBC line inserted into my neck on my right. It was on my right side. They inserted the line in itself. It's quite sturdy and quite thick and quite long. And when you think it goes like it's this big, and then it goes inside of your body, inside your veins, it goes also about the same length, just to go deep enough to be completely inserted. But that's the purpose, how it works, and it's of course not the most comfortable feeling, but everything, even the foreign object inserted into your body, you will get used to them, so it's not that bad. Then, finally, the collection, which is best to have only in one day. It lasted for 5 hours. There is this huge, I guess it's American machine that does the collection, and you are supposed to stay in bed and try to stay still as possible. You're not allowed to go to the bathroom either. So I was luckily able to hold my pee for 5 or 6 hours, which was incredible. Obviously, I wasn't drinking. They also give you fluids, many liters, a lot of fluids also intravenously. So you won't be dehydrated, but the toilet issue is quite relevant, I think. But you can also ask for a pod to maybe if you need to absolutely pee in the pod. I think, as far as I remember, during the collection, I received heparin intravenously. It's an anticoagulant. The only effect and the only possible side effect I noticed during the apheresis, the draw of the stem cells, was the coming from the heparin. The heparin just caused me these weird symptoms, and I felt kind of nauseous, and I had this weird feeling on my chest. It was quite uncomfortable, but it didn't take more than a couple of hours, so it was tolerable. But the stem cell, the draw of the stem cell, the apheresis part, was quite uneventful. To me, it felt that the hours passed relatively quickly, and I didn't get bored or anything. The staff is, like I probably mentioned earlier, the staff is outstandingly amazing and kind and friendly, so I didn't feel any discomfort. Of course, I was hoping that the stem cells would be collected in one day, as they were. Luckily, I was able to get the required 2 million stem cells per kilo of my weight. So all in all, I was able to get probably 90 million stem cells altogether, which were enough for the transplant phase. But that is something I'm going to discuss in my next vlog. As I was finished in one day, and I was kind of ahead of my schedule, since I had booked about 32 days for the treatment, which was, on average, it was more than required. So I was able to have 1 day off for myself, just to wander around freely on the hospital grounds, outside, just enjoy the fresh air and freedom, before I was going to be admitted completely as inpatient, and I wouldn't be allowed to go out anymore. So I tried to enjoy that time, and also I got the first neckline. I had the bigger one The thicker one also removed. So I guess this was it for now. If you have any further questions, just comment below, or need to comment in any other way. I would be happy to reply to you. Next time I'm going to tell more about the more intense parts of the transplant, and I hope you found this video useful in any way, and thank you for watching, and thank you for all of you for your support, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.